heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I want the money, the power, respect, and I heard you know so-and-so, you not a threat, cause I really know so-and-so, they like my family, so they go pretend that they cool till they bust at your motherfucking chest. I'm getting gutter, my flow been like butter, my check in the bank, they see the number. All of my haters feel one of two ways, really upset or they show some respect. I can't even think about it, I've been up, so read about it, no beat around it, straight to it, no ring around it. You coming for me, we'll see about it, we'll never see it when I get my feet up. 100 meters where I run the field, and go for ching and on a pia. I had to re-up on a reel, so you stay defeated, and put it back into the bit, cause I don't really need it. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I had to put all their egos in check. You're not entitled to anything else. I get 10 years of this under my belt. Your art isn't art, they don't feel it, and nobody hears it. Initiative stay on the shelf. Your ego done got in the way. It gotta die today. It gotta go. You should be happy I lighten the load. The weight of your arrogance, heavy as stone. I make an appearance, they already know. That chip on your shoulder gon' crumble and fold, yeah. It's not a secret that you have been fearing the shit that I'm on. So you back to the brag and the boast. But I'm in a class of my own. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check.
Hey, does this thing work? Wait, is Eddie in here too? Eddie's cracking up.
Let's see. Where's Eddie? There he is.
Eduardo.
What's up?
It's good to see you, man.
Likewise. Good to see you as well.
Good. Eddie, your audio is so good, so great. We are fried right now.
Meaning it's really hot out. That's what we mean.
It's really hot out, but Billy's still wearing a sweater. Billy wore a sweater for his Mini 3 videos, his Avada videos in the middle of summer.
A lot of people wear.
No, you can't do that. What? You're in the back. You're here.
A lot of people wear like long sleeves and pants to get the sun off their skin.
That makes sense.
So you got to cover. Like yesterday, I was wearing a long sleeve while we were searching for his Avada for the second time. By the way, second time, dude. In 2 days, he lost that shit.
That's crazy. What was it? Another disconnect?
Yeah. It was like as soon as you go behind the rocks, it just instantly disconnects. But each time, I was really close to the ground, kind of like flying low along the rocks. And then when it flips into normal mode to try to save you, you still have all this forward momentum and it just clips the rock and crashes.
Yeah. So if you're losing connection and it's not even like you're losing connection, but if you're losing video, don't flip it into sport mode, because it's like you're still going to, you need to either flip it into normal or hit the pause button or just punch out as hard as you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to lose it. And that happened probably 4 or 5 times over the course of the weekend.
And then it was kind of strange too, because I kept getting a low battery warning, and then it would limit my output power of the motor.
Oh, wow.
So even if I tried to go full throttle, it wouldn't be full throttle, which was kind of weird.
Yeah. So when the hotter it gets, so what we found was, like, yesterday was 111 degrees. We were flying. Once you get down towards like the 50-60% mark with the drone, you have to be very careful of how far you are, because that unit gets hot and it limits your throttle output, like, until you bring it back closer, because it's calculating how far you are from your takeoff point.
I was also weird. I was also getting some overheating warnings on the goggles, the new goggles too. Although I feel like it wasn't kicking
I wasn't getting any.
Yeah, that was strange. It wasn't kicking me right out and like making the screen go black or turning off the goggles. I was able to fly with it for maybe 2 or 3 flights, which was nice.
Well, you guys are Greg. Yeah, you guys are flying it in extreme conditions. I mean, it's hot down there.
I'm going to tell you that we underestimated how hot it was. We were just like, we were just full send, like way up the cliff and just, yeah. So, I mean, honestly, either one of us could have lost it. I'm surprised it was him that lost it. But then, and then we decided, so after we found it, we decided we were going to go back out one night and fly. We were chasing the Tesla. So we were driving down
that.
the. Yeah. So we rented a Tesla while we were out here to like so we can not have to deal with Ubers. And we said, well, let's go back out there. And there's another spot that you don't have to pay to go into. So we'll go in there. And we had to be at dinner at 7:30. We had to be at Smith and Wilansky for dinner. And literally 6:30, this jerk off loses it, the drone, just completely loses it. And he just starts walking, dude. He just starts walking.
I told him I'd be back because I wanted to go grab it, but then I guess they didn't hear me, and
I had my goggles down, so I couldn't. I guess I wasn't listening to him, but
we lost light pretty fast, and I started to hear coyotes howling, and I was like, "All right,
wow.
I'm going back."
Dude, yeah, Eddie, bro. I heard coyotes, and I looked at Lon. I said, "He's dead. We're gonna leave. We're gonna leave. He's dead. He's dead. We're gonna go." I said, "We got dinner."
Well, right. Billy, you're actually very lucky that you found the Avata in the first crash because I mean, like I put myself in your shoes and if that was me, I think I would have just left it. There's no way I'm gonna start walking through those.
He asked me what I would have did, and I said I would have left it, dude. There's no way I was walking. I would have left that shit.
Well, you know, I watched the DVR and I kind of saw where I thought that it was. I was like, well, it's like right behind that little rock ledge right there. And I was like, it's got to be right there. So I just went and I looked and I was like, well, this is gonna be an awesome video if I can get it up there, so if I can find it. So I was like, I did it for the upload. I did it for the content.
Nice.
Dude, but Eddie, it was hot, dude. It was hot.
Coyote was like, get ready, boys. We got a live one up there.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Like yesterday, we were seeing like along the ridges of like where he lost the drone, there was caves. And I'm walking with Jason from Pilot Institute, and he's like, "Yeah, something lives in there." And he's over here shining a light in there, and I'm like, "No. I don't do well with nature." I'm like, "Get back away from there." He's like, "Look, there's fresh poop." I'm like, "I don't care if there's scat. Like, let's get out of here, dude."
So unreal.
He's a mess.
That's insane.
But hey, it was thanks to those guys that I found it, because we weren't going to go back, but Jason was pretty adamant about going to find it. And he's the one that found it. He walked up on top of this ledge and found it, and I made a little video about that one too. And I'm going to upload 2 crash videos in a row, so people are probably going to roast me. But the second one was a really good rescue because we had like 6 people looking. Oh, there goes Eddie.
Eddie froze. Eddie gone.
So wait, is this the software that you guys always?
So
use?
we used to use this software. I use this
weird.
one. That was weird. It's you know, we haven't used Restream in a while.
Yeah. I know. I know.
We haven't used this software. We use this. I need to put the other one on here, but for traveling, I think this is easier.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah,
looks clean.
So it works super easy when we're traveling. But yeah, that was yesterday's mission, dude. Was nuts. There's Lon.
There's Leonard.
Who's that guy back there?
Yo, you gotta let's cut him in.
Yeah. Come on in here, Mike. Come on in here, Mike.
This is
it's a real culture.
3 dudes, 1 frame.
So I just
this is like the casting couch. Have you ever watched one of those episodes?
This is Joe Bros. So I want to point out the fact, you may notice behind me this says yes. So when I booked a room, I didn't realize I booked like some honeymoon suite. There's like a romance kit here. There's fucking like chocolate covered strawberries. No, I'm not joking. Let me show you this shit here. I've got like in this box here, there's like condoms, some sort of, I don't know. And Lon's over here picking this shit up, and it's weighted. So you know what happens when it's weighted?
Oh, you get charged, yeah.
So let me show you further here. We got this bathroom here, and we got this curtain here. So Billy's behind here, and he says to me, he goes, "How many fingers am I holding up?" I said, he's got the light on. I said, "You're holding up 3." He goes, "Oh, we're fucked." He goes, "We're screwed." So literally we're showering, and you're just seeing a silhouette in the window here. So it was very romantic the entire 5 days that we were here. So very romantic.
I think Ken's pregnant.
I may be.
Oh my goodness.
So what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But yeah. So, but we were very productive during the entire time. We got good content out, got a lot of videos out. We recovered an Avata. It's funny. He bought another Avata. He bought another one.
I was like, I'd rather buy another drone than be eaten by coyotes.
Yeah.
So
he didn't want to go out there and look for it. He wanted to leave it the second time. I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
So I'm glad the guys at Pilot Institute convinced us to go back out there.
Yeah, use code OriginaldoBo.
Yeah, code OriginaldoBo, Pilot Institute.
Or Heron 18.
Or Heron 19. Heron 19. Yeah, Ken Heron, he's been a big supporter of Pilot Institute. So Somebody's asking if we got no midgets. Oddly enough, no midgets. I didn't see a single midget at all. Did you? No midgets. No.
Nope.
We're very good. We're low key. It's low key. Very low key evening.
The show was good though. Like commercial UAV, they had a lot of awesome things there to see.
Oh, that was today, right? Was it today? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's yesterday. It's been going on. So today's day 2. Tomorrow's the last day of the show. But I'm not going to go walk around the floor. I may go walk around for a little bit tomorrow before I fly out. He's flying out here at what time? You got to be at the airport in probably like 2 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours.
3 hours. He's got to be at the airport. Lon leaves tomorrow in the morning, and then I fly out at 5:40 tomorrow to sort of just putz around tomorrow. So that's going to really be super fun.
Was DJI there at the show?
DJI was there. Yeah, they were there. Yeah, they were there.
Oh yeah.
And it was actually sort of cool. They had the Avata there, and that, which is weird because it's a commercial show, so you wouldn't expect there to be a consumer product. But you wouldn't believe how many DJI Avatas we saw at commercial UAV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you look at what the Brink drone is trying to do, and the Avata kind of handles that.
Yeah,
entirely.
Richmond Ariel says, "I'm glad this hotel doesn't have the same view you had."
Yeah,
I know, right?
Oh yeah.
Although we did have a good view on Saturday. They had that other pool going.
Oh yeah.
My goodness. We're sitting up here. We're like, it was good. It was good. So
Get your towels ready, boys.
But no, it was
socks, Andy.
It was good. There was a lot of vendors there this year. A lot of interesting stuff. It seemed like the predominant amount of vendors at the event had to do with mapping. So mapping was like that really ruled the entire event. I think you had a small corner where there was some cinematography stuff, but that was basically it. You had a lot of heavy lift drones, and you can see the presence of drone deliveries. Like that was a lot. Like there's a lot of things, drone delivery, drone safety. Really only one parachute company that I saw.
Yeah, man, ABSS, they're awesome.
So ABSS was the only one there.
And then Amazon was there.
Amazon was there.
Really?
Yeah.
Did Amazon have a drone to display?
They did have a drone to display. It's
Maybe
pretty.
a picture.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting actually. I think I took a photo of it actually.
You took a photo of it.
I'm pretty sure I took a photo of that thing.
It was kind of tough to see like what the drone actually looked like. If anything, like honestly, it
I
kind
did
of
not take a photo.
it almost looked like a DJI FPV drone. Like,
Yeah.
It looked like in the way that like it was kind of, you know how the FPV drone looks like it's squatting when it is hovering? It almost looks like that.
Had what? I think it had like 8. I think it's an octocopter. It was interesting looking for sure.
6 blades anyway.
There's a picture of it. Right
So
there.
that's the Amazon drone.
Oh wow, yeah, not what you would expect, not the typical delivery drones.
Nope.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of delivery drones there, and then they had a really cool event. One of the A to Z drones had a setup where they had the drone mounted on like this track, and it was showing how they would how it would deliver and how the drop system would deliver, let's say, pizza. So they were delivering pizza. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's our future.
That's the future. I mean, that's literally the future of the industry. Is like that's where it's going. Delivery. Domino's pizza delivery. Domino's pizza delivery. So
That's wild.
107 asks, "Are you guys ahead at the tables?"
Nah.
Yeah, I pretty much own a table now.
Yeah.
No, we're not ahead now. No.
Well, Matt Cundiff says that Lon is the biggest gambler he's ever seen. So
No, I don't gamble.
No, Lon hasn't gambled not once. He hasn't put even $1 in a slot machine.
Not even the slot machine?
No. The most I seen him gamble was with the toilet paper that came stock with our hotel. He had a couple of wipes with that, and he said, "Screw this! I'm buying my own toilet paper." He literally went and bought toilet paper.
I'll tell you what, Lon is the most inquisitive person coming up to these people.
Oh my god!
He has so many though, because like you gave the guys at GPC an idea for their case. They were like, "That's a great idea.
We need to redesign it." He literally went and got the design guy and said,
"Yeah, I'm actually pumped about that GPC case. Dude. We got to see the GPC case for the Avata and a couple of other drones that are coming out. It's pretty nice, dude.
Personally, I think the Avata is more of a backpack drone.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you probably want a backpack for that.
But I think there's a fair amount of people that rather have a case. I think there's still people that like cases for their products, or they do work locally and they want a case.
I was thinking about that the other day, how at first, right? Remember, like all the drones you bought the Fly More came with some sort of like bag for it, and
Yeah.
then you had all these bags
Yeah.
laying around. It was annoying. But now that we don't have it anymore, right? Because the Mini 3 doesn't have the bag with the Fly More. The
Yeah.
Avata doesn't have a bag with a Fly More. Now you kind of need
No.
it. Like you go out and you want to carry your stuff separately, right? You don't have a bag to fit it all in.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
the FPV. I really like their goggles bag, the FPV bag that they sell, the backpack from DJI. That holds a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I just did the Torval bag. I mean, that thing's just been clutch this entire weekend, being able to carry everything around. You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I'm just.
I just woke up from a nap.
What's Billy? Billy's drinking a Sprite.
Well, we got in late last night or this morning, I would say. It was a long night.
Mm-hmm. There goes Eddie.
There goes Eddie again. Hang on, Eddie.
Did you guys have this problem?
Yeah, I think we did. I think we had this problem before. I don't know what that problem is, but
Is
kicks
it
Eddie out of there.
Oh, is it you that you're dropping your connection? It's not me, is it?
No, I don't think we're dropping connection.
Oh.
I think it's just that it's the software. Sometimes it does that, but that's why we don't use this anymore. We use the other software.
Eddie, what do you think of the Avata? Have you
So
shared your thoughts on the stream?
So the Avata, no. So I flew the Avata for the first time on Sunday, and I thought I fucked it up, to tell you the truth. I knows my first battery in, I put it into acro mode, right? First thing I do, I launch, put it into acro mode, and I'm taking like I'm just like I felt like the rates were too jittery at first, right? They were too responsive, not really smooth. So then I said, let me see how I'll handle a flip. When I tried to do a flip in a row, I think I lost orientation because the drone just acted so weird. I wasn't expecting it to respond that way, and I nosedived into the concrete at this office parking lot. The battery flew out. I was like, oh shit, I messed up. You do that with an FPV drone, like a regular standard quad. Usually your camera is done, right? Like your air unit camera. And I said to myself, ah shit, I just broke the camera. I got the battery, I looked at the drone. Absolutely nothing happened to it. It's insane how durable this thing is. Any other drone you crash like that into concrete, I would have destroyed it.
I've had a couple of people, they flipped over and they've broke the GPS units. They broke the GPS unit because they flipped over. I did crash. It's so funny. I gave Tom. So Tom was flying with the high vis, the prop guards I made, and it was, dude. You can see him. He was far as shit, and you can see him from like almost a mile away with those fucking yellow ducks, dude. He was it looked crazy.
So those ducks. Remember I texted you both. I was with Ray then on Monday, and we were doing a chase. So we were chasing each other, like a ProTech chasing the Avata and vice versa. And one thing I noticed is, the ProTech has LED lights in the back. The Avata, because it's smaller and you're going fast, you can lose it. Like I lost the Avata a couple of times when I was chasing him, and so when he was chasing me. But with those ducted yellow guards that you did, it really keeps you in line of sight.
So I brought a set of those out, and it was funny. Like I took them off my drone, because Tom had to order a set, so I was like, I'll give him the Tom. And at the minute I took them off, I was doing something stupid where I was trying to fly between my legs. Well, I had my leg, and the drone flipped upside down, and it just skidded across the concrete. So the whole side of my quad now is all scuffed up. Like I'm gonna have to replace the ducks because it's all fucked up, or just throw my duck guards on there, just cover it up and wait until I actually physically break it. But I scuffed it up. So the minute I took them off, dude, I hit my leg and I scuff it up. I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
I was like, Tom, I'm gonna need those back.
Dude, the drone is super resilient, especially compared to what the first FPV drone was.
Yeah, absolutely. But overall, I like it. I mean, I'm impressed with the signal quality that you get, and I'm using the V2 goggles, right? That came with the FPV drone. I'm impressed with that. And then when I came back to my computer and I looked at the files, like if you compare like the FPV drone to the Avata, I mean, it's like night and day difference. The quality on the Avata was really impressive. Like I've seen like your footage, Billy. I've seen Ken's. but it's like you don't really notice it until you get back and you see your files, right? The way you fly, the way you set your exposure. Everyone has a different style. And I was really, really blown away. Like you really do not need to put a GoPro or an action cam on the top. There's no need.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
but there's still a vast majority of people that probably will want to, just because they still like it. Now, here's something I learned this weekend. We both learned this weekend is that you want to fly with an ND filter with this. You want to use an ND filter. Like I used to be so against using an ND filter on an action camera or something like this, but in order to make it seem like you're going so much faster, put the ND filter. I was flying with an ND32, and man, it makes you seem like you're going so much faster. Or at
this
least
is
the
the motion
footage does.
blur.
And not only that, it retains the sharpness. Like the video file looks so much better. Would you say it definitely looks
Oh yeah,
better?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And film
Colors
Yeah.
are better.
these D-Cinelike. We were filming in D-Cinelike for the vast majority of our clips. And man, I am so happy with the way it color graded. So happy.
Yeah,
I noticed that. That's one thing I noticed because I was flying through the park, like through a wooded area, and like the trees and the ground is exposed correctly, but every time like you see the sky, it's kind of blown out because it's exposing for what's in front of you. If I had an ND filter, it probably would have balanced well. Now, one thing that really stood out to me when I was flying the Avata was why like all the noise and commotion about it being so loud. It's really not loud at all. Like I was expecting to hear like this high
because
pitch.
people aren't used to
Well,
flying Cinewoop.
Well,
Yeah,
I was
but-
expecting you remember the original Mavic Air compared to like a
Yeah.
GPS drone? Like that's
was
annoying to
loud.
me. Yeah, that's
That was
loud.
But like think about the Bumblebee. Remember the Bumblebee from iFlight?
I have the Bumblebee.
That thing was loud. That was
Yeah.
the loudest. That was the loudest Cinewoop I've ever flown, ever owned.
Mhm.
And I think that was louder. But I think the problem is when you come from, let's say, a GPS drone and then you enter this realm, you're not accustomed to that. But because they've made these drones so easy for people to, fly and get accustomed to utilizing, they're just like, man, this is loud. It's just because they're stepping into something and they're not really been around the industry long enough or around this portion of it to really, be
Well,
accustomed to
imagine
it.
your last drone was the Mini 3 Pro, and then you get the Avata. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
But dude,
But
that's the combo that I'm flying with this weekend, the Mini 3 Pro and the Avata, and that's a badass combo, man. You can get
Yeah.
some awesome shots with
That's
those two
what I
drones.
brought. I brought the Mini 3 Pro with me. I mean,
That combo right there.
that's all we need. That's all we needed.
Let's switch gears real quick because I want to bring something up that we saw at the show.
What's that?
And it's the last thing we saw, which
Oh
is the
my
air
god,
peak.
dude.
The air peak.
Ah.
Yeah. So here's the
Oh.
thing: is like I was so down on that drone when it first came out,
Yeah.
but after talking to one of the reps, which of course the reps is supposed to kind of like pump this thing up, but they've come out new batteries to give you longer flight time. They've made improvements to the software and the firmware over the past year. I mean, I looked at some of the footage that was shot with that drone, and I just think about what I could do with my Sony cameras, and it makes me want to get one so bad.
So you know what the problem was? Every show that we've been to where we've seen the Sony Air Peak, nobody has been really willing to give us any information. Like they've just not really, they've skimmed over the top or they just missed a lot of details. So this person we talked to, what was his name? Eldine? Eldine. He's the product manager for the Sony Air Peak. And we're talking to him and dude, he's just giving us all the nitty gritty details. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, damn, these are things I didn't know it could do. I didn't know this.
50% more capacity in the new batteries,
So-
giving you up to 20 minutes of flight
So you get
time.
20 minutes, but you can carry, full size Sony cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 20 minutes on a drone that I could put my A1 on, that's cool with me,
that's all we really needed anyways. But 10 minutes was not usable, but 20 minutes with payload is definitely usable.
Mhm.
So
That's a
I
big
thought that was
difference.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Way big.
Yeah. It's just interesting to see that they've already come out with these high capacity batteries for the drone. And I can't speak to using the old capacity or the lower capacity, the old batteries, because I haven't flown it. But it's just cool to see that even on a first gen product, they're going back and making these changes and not just saying, we'll wait for an Air Peak 2. So it's cool to see that they're listening to people.
Yeah. And the other thing too, we asked them, I said, well, what happens if this thing goes down? You got your Sony camera on there. Yeah. So they sell an insurance for it to basically protect you and your whatever payload you have on there. So they have insurance. You can just tack it on at it. So I was like, all right, well, that's cool. Because that's not like what DJI is doing right now with anything.
Yeah, look, that's the number one thing that people ask. Like, I have this $6,000 A1 that I'm going to put on this drone. And it's like, you know, am I really going to risk this really expensive camera?
Yeah.
And, you know, if this drone, God forbid, falls from the sky, you lose your camera and your drone. So it's like, that was my first question. Like, what type of protection do you guys offer?
So let's switch gears one more time because Matt asked about the new Autel controller from. All right, so we went to the Autel booth. Autel has they actually have new drones. New drones. We're using air quotes here because they're calling this their version 3, and basically it's a brand new chipset. Now this brand new chipset brings in new transmission. This new transmission is supposed to be better than anything they've offered before. The airframe's got a slight redesign, like the chassis lines are just slightly different. It's really, really unnoticeable to the naked eye, but the biggest difference is you now get this new smart controller, which is a little bit bigger than.
I got a picture of it. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, pull up the photo of it. But it's a little bit bigger than our iPhones, and it has an 800 nit display built in.
There's a little video of it.
So, but they're going to start including that.
That looks like a Nintendo Switch almost.
So it definitely looks like a Switch and has a lot of really cool, what I would say, like pro features built in, like removable antennas.
That's what she said.
A kickstand on the back, a removable battery, full I/O from a full size HDMI port to everything that you can.
And they made a spot. The best part is if you remove the sticks, you actually have somewhere to put it.
Yeah.
So what a concept!
They thought about it this time.
Yeah. So they thought about that. But the nice thing is that this smart controller is definitely a lot more portable than anything they made. And it's actually really thin. Like in comparison to the DJI RC Pro, the Autel smart controller is definitely very tiny. Like it's smaller, it's thinner. It's 800 nits. So like, you know, is it going to be the best in high brightness situations? I don't know. But I mean, 800 nits, I mean, we're getting away with it with the DJI controller right now.
That's 700 nits. So.
Did they share?
Yeah, that's 700 nits. So you get.
Did they share like what processor is running? No.
You know, I didn't even take a look at that. I should have took a look at it. I mean, they were hovering over us pretty hardcore. I'm going to have one probably in hand in like a week or so. So I'm going to, you know, take a look at the processor. My guess is it's a Samsung processor. Typically Autel uses it. Typically they use processors in all their hardware. So that's typical. So I mean,
the bad part.
What's
about
that?
This controller?
Oh, yes. So here's the bad part, which is going to piss a lot of people off.
It's not compatible with all the previous lines.
It is not.
That's typical.
It is not reverse compatible. So everybody who's recently bought a V2, anything, whether you bought the Evo Lite, the Evo Nano, you don't get to use this new controller.
And even the previous smart controller too.
So, and you know, I don't really understand this from a business standpoint. I don't understand this. And I don't think that if they would have told me why or what the reason is, I would even agree. But I don't agree with this. I think this is a great way you alienate a user base by not making things compatible. Or if you knew you were going to create this, hold off on your other products. Why are you blowing your wad to try to compete with a company you can't compete with and wait for it to be right? Because right now what's going to happen is they are going to piss off a tremendous amount of people. And you know what? I think Autel fans are tired of getting burned. They buy a product and then they come out with something slightly better and they make it where it is not reverse compatible, which is really, really stupid. And I think that's a huge miss on their part. I really do.
It's like they're messing up so much just trying to play catch up and compete with DJI when, like, I don't know. It just seems like they're being sloppy about things.
So no mention of a Lite and Nano controller. Matt, no. If you bought a Lite or a Nano, the controller you have is the controller you have. They are not going to make a compatible controller as of right now.
I disagree with that. Max told me that controller will work with the lights.
It will work with
not
the
with the Nanos.
Yeah. Okay, so
they work with the lights, not the Nanos.
So correction. Thank you. So Max told Lon last night that it will work with the Lite series, but not the Nano. So if you bought a Nano, you're fucked. So lights,
not the old lights. So let me clarify something you were saying. This controller is going to start shipping with the lights and the Evo 2 V3s.
No. Okay, so it's running a V3 chip. It's not going to work with any V2 lights.
With the new ones. The lights are going to come with the V3 chips, is what Matt was telling.
Okay, so again, so if you bought a drone right now, that's what I already said this.
Yeah, I know, but it's going to come with it, which is
what I'm
instead
saying,
of the old controller.
right?
But it won't work with previous.
It's not going to work with
nothing.
Right. So again,
right
so I was right. It's not going to be. It's not backwards compatible. If you own an Autel product today, right now, today, you own it already. It is not backwards compatible.
It's just sloppy.
It's just fucking fragmentation.
It's
fragmentation at the finest. So, I think it's a miss. I really think it's a miss.
Well, if compatibility aside, it's a great remote control.
It's a great remote control. It's a great RC. It's nice. It really is. And the kickstand folds down, and it's nice. Yeah. Like, I think people would really enjoy flying, and it's comfortable to hold. Yeah. It's not like the other one where you're like, holy shit, this is a brick. It's comfortable, but no reverse compatibility. I don't know. Like, what the fuck are you thinking, guys? I mean, how much is it to add an extra chip in there to make it reverse compatible? I don't mean, what the fuck?
No idea on price either.
Yeah, we don't know. No idea on the price. They didn't even say anything about price either.
Yeah, I was working on
probably like another $1,200. The old one.
I think that would be
much.
No way. It's got to be like 600.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, look, you look at
bucks.
You look at like the all of the intertwining that DJI has, and people complain about their compatibility. Like, this new controller comes out, it's not compatible with this, that, and whatever. But Autel now has the same product line with just 3 different chipsets and 3 different controllers that are all very similar. So it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of fragmentation there.
Oh, count the regular controllers. They have 5 controllers.
Yeah.
They have 2 regular controllers.
Yeah.
And 3 smart controllers.
Yeah. I know for a fact people are going to be pretty upset with this. So, and
but the hardcore fans would be like, "Yay, Autel innovation! This is better."
But it's not. It's not. I mean, it's another option, but it's not.
That meme of the dog sitting in a room with a fire all around him going, "Oh, this is okay.
Yeah. This is fine.
This is fine."
So, and who else was at the event? Oh, Skydio was at the event. It was funny. We ran into, as we were walking into the event yesterday, we ran into Adam BREW. So,
you know who was missing? Those X Dynamics.
X Dynamics was not here.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what the problem was? You know why X Dynamics wasn't here?
Why is that?
They're latency.
Yeah, they'll be here next week.
They'll be here next week. Too much latency.
How was the show? How was the show overall, like in terms of participants? Right, because now COVID has settled down. That's a thing of the past. Was there like back to normal? Okay.
Yeah, it was back to normal. The only thing that sucks is they had it at Caesars Forum. And the problem with that is they were having another convention at the same time. So it's like you have to pass through this first convention to get to commercial UAV. I don't know. It just annoys me. I'm so used to CES where that is the only thing that's happening. In previous years, if they had this convention, it was the only convention happening. So you just went right in and there wasn't any other traffic there that you had to battle. So that was annoying. What?
Homie's got 60K.
Woo! Oh yeah, congrats on that.
Get that 60K.
Oh, thanks, bro.
60K.
Yeah, that just happened today. We were walking the show floor and I got a notification to hit.
Yep.
So that was pretty dope. But yeah, I think the show was better. It was nice that this year we weren't wearing masks because you knew who people were. You weren't walking around guessing who somebody was. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty awesome. So that was a good show. I mean, would I come again? I would probably not come Sunday. I'd probably fly in Tuesday and leave tomorrow still, I think. I think that would have been the right amount of days. I think we were here too long.
Yeah, well, we want to do something together and just hang out. So, we did the whole Vegas thing and flew around on the first couple of days. So when we came in on Sunday, I was like, I thought that the show started on Monday for some reason.
And he thought he was leaving Tuesday night.
Yeah, my days were all messed up.
So Billy literally thought he was leaving Tuesday. He looks down, he's like, I don't leave till Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Well, you guys got to fly some cool spots.
We did, and it's you know who I owe that to? Brad Henderson for hooking me up with a badass rental deal. Brad in the chat. Brad Hendo in the chat, dude.
Hendo.
Hooking me up.
He has a good question too.
And it was
Yeah,
What's
yo,
that?
I'm pumped about that, about the new
But,
iPhone
but
today.
I think there's going to be an asterisk there on
Yeah,
that.
so peaked with a sustained brightness of 1600 nits, but we all know if you guys fly with an iPhone, this thing overheats immediately. I mean, I'm talking within under a minute, you are down to like 200 nits of brightness on your phone
Yep.
screen, and you can barely see anything. I do not fly with my phone unless I need to do a screen recording, because just I find it easier to screen record on this than like a smart controller. And that is the only time I'll ever use the stock remote controller. But other than that, my iPhone for the past 4 years has been so unreliable in terms of
Yeah.
brightness outside. I know that Lon is just like grilling me on the side of my head right now with his eyeballs, because he's really,
an
dude,
Android.
Samsungs are awesome phones to fly with because they don't overheat. The screen is awesome. Yeah, the screen is awesome. So
Right.
so really, like, you know, it's such a letdown, these iPhones, and I can't wait to see what the iPhone 14 Pro Max will be able to do in this situation, because I know that even though there's a lot of remotes and drones that use a screen built in, there's still a vast majority of people that would buy the Mini 3 Pro with just the stock remote controller to save some money, which is totally acceptable because your
Right.
phone is still great. But if you're flying with an iPhone in the heat, it's just going to totally overheat.
You know, and the other thing,
Love
like,
the experience.
you gotta look at the price of the iPhone if you're considering using it for a drone. You're talking about base price of what, $1,100 for the iPhone base price.
But you're not just buying it as a monitor.
Well,
it's
no, and
another
I
phone,
understand that. I understand it. But something we are lacking in the industry is a good, just dedicated monitor for flying a drone. Like, we've had the triple tech, but it's rather large. For the people who want something bright but also portable, there are limited options out there. And it was funny. We found that there was a booth. Anyways, they did monitors, but it had a rather large monitor, but it was a nice monitor. And it would be great to see a company like that sort of fill that void, make something that was like maybe a 7-inch or even a 5-inch Crystal Sky, you know, competitor essentially, because we haven't had anything since those days. So.
Yeah, this monitor was crazy. 2,500 nits of sustained brightness.
Sustained.
That's
Like,
crazy. But that was,
dude, they put it
but
next
that
to the Crystal Sky, and it was just like,
Crystal Sky maximum was 2,000 nits, I believe. The ultra
Mhm.
bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're on, bro.
Oh, it's bomb. Oh, fuck, man.
That's okay. I
Now-
don't care.
Switching gears a bit, something else that was kind of rumored out there, which will probably come to fruition, is that new GoPro Mini. What are your thoughts on that?
Ooh. All right. So I saw that, and at first I thought, no, there's no way. There's no way. But then I started seeing the renders, and I'm like, okay, this is actually looking like it's a real thing. And then you start seeing other sources come out with it, and I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
If they produce a Hero 11 Mini and it's small, and let's say it's like 100 grams, because you know with a battery, you're not going to be able to get it sub 100 grams. But if it's 120 grams, let's say, that is going to be amazing. And if they combine that with even like, let's say 10-bit, if they somehow make it where it can record 10-bit, that is going to be an absolute powerhouse. And honestly, I'd throw it on top of the Avata, man, to be honest with you.
Name a more boring company than GoPro right now. They're just pushing out the same stuff year over year.
But if it
Seriously,
works,
man.
but if it works, it works.
Yeah, look, if it works, it
Yeah.
works. Yeah,
They're
but
a
like,
utilitarian
dude,
company.
look at the iPhone now has that action mode that is like crazy stabilization on it, right? Like these iPhones and these cameras, these smartphones are just chewing even more and more into GoPro's share.
Yeah, but I'm not going to fly
But
this
you
on a
still
drone.
exactly, yeah. You still need a GoPro for like action stuff, action related things like
Yeah.
flying a drone, or if you're gonna go jet skiing, or anything action related. GoPro is what I'm gonna
Yeah.
go for, not my phone.
I know, but here's the thing: is these GoPros are starting to become half the price of your phone. $500 for a GoPro is a lot of money.
Yeah, I think if they come out with a Hero 11 Mini, two things need to happen. One, you need to drop the price of the Hero 10 Bones. Like, you need to drop the price of the Hero 10 Bones. You're buying a camera that essentially is half of what you're getting for the same price buying a full-size Hero 10. Not only that, I've heard several stories of people frying the Hero 10 Bones just by getting a little bit of moisture in there. It's completely fried.
No way.
Yeah, because those front vents, it's all open. So I would love to see GoPro make the price like, I think $399 to $299 is an acceptable pricing point. I think that's an acceptable pricing point. I could be wrong, but I think $399 to $299 would be awesome to see.
Yeah, and the other problem that they have right now is when you can stroll into get a Nevada, for example, that has a reasonably decent camera, quite frankly, that's close to the GoPro for $650, and like you said, the GoPro 10 is $550. So we're talking $100, and you got the drone with the camera in it, which is superior in my opinion than having the camera on top for as far as getting through gaps, as far as it just seems like a better plan.
Yeah, it's sort of a weird. We're in a weird time right now because I feel like the industry is creating redundancy products, right? We're just recreating things, but now we went bigger and now they're going smaller. Like everybody wants smaller products now. So it is interesting to see. But I really do believe that the Hero 11 Mini is going to be a real thing. I think everybody has been screaming for GoPro to create another session or a smaller GoPro. And I mean, if they can deliver on this, I've been flying the Action 2. I've been flying the Action 2. I like the Action 2 for FPV, but I will literally jump back to GoPro if the Hero 11 Mini is actually real. I will switch back to that in a heartbeat. No questions asked. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe questions asked. I don't know.
A couple inquiries may be made.
So yeah,
I think what GoPro is missing though is like a pro grade camera as well, like something that's a notch higher, maybe with some removable lenses, swappable lenses. You can change your focal points, etc. I think that's something that they could create,
like a big beefier camera.
Yeah, something more pro.
Yeah, they need to do something more professional. I mean, we need it. Like, we need more pro features inside of a GoPro. Like I said, I think a good start would definitely be 10-bit. Something that Avata lacks, though, is a lot of camera customability. Like, you can't adjust the sharpness really. You can lock the shutter and you can lock the ISO and white balance we found, which was helpful, but you can't do anything about the sharpness. Decinelike also is not very desaturated, which is different than previous versions, actually. So that was sort of interesting. We found that not to be as desaturated.
And you can't. I started to fly 4x3, and I noticed you can't switch to 4x3 while flying.
So you can switch to 4x3. You can't do it while you're flying. You can't take off and switch, but you can fly in 4x3. But the problem is,
really, I couldn't find that unless I went down to 2.7K.
Talk about the Avata.
Yeah, the Avata has 4x3.
But here's the thing: is it's because it's going to mess with the transmission, so therefore they probably want you to be landed in order to fix that. Like that's again like an issue with the one camera system.
So we were flying the other day where before he lost the drone, he had it on broadcast mode where so I was in the air and he switched from broadcast back to the standard mode. It freaking knocked my video out when he did that. And I'm like, fuck. So I punch out, I put it in normal mode really quick so it can stabilize, take my goggles off to look for it. And I'm like, what the hell happened? He goes, oh, I switched over to normal or back. I said, bro, the hell's wrong?
That's rule number 1 FPV. Don't plug in, don't change shit.
Well, I didn't know that switching off a broadcast mode would do that, but honestly, it was like probably worse than actually plugging in. It was like
it sent like a blast. It was like bam. Video was gone. So video was completely gone though, so that sucked. But you good, bro?
Yeah, just Tom texted me.
Yeah, so video is very we had 3 Avatas in the air with that, and I would say that's probably too much.
Mm-hmm.
We had to really spread out because as I was flying around, I was like, man, I'm getting a lot of stutter. So if you're gonna fly and you're gonna fly in a group, you really want to be spaced out quite adequately. Otherwise, you'll get a lot of stutter. I think 3 is the max I would probably fly.
Probably.
Unless you can space them out.
Yeah,
because otherwise you're just stomping on each other's signal, which was crazy. But and then we go. Here's the funniest thing: we go out to go find his drone yesterday, and there's a dude flying an Avata when we pull up.
Oh wow!
Did you find that up in the mountains?
Yeah. He goes, I lost a DJI FPV drone out there.
Oh, did he said
that's what he said? He goes, I lost a DJI FPV drone out there.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Crazy.
Because he's like, be careful out there. I lost an FPV drone out there.
Did you give him Greg's
Did they recognize you guys? Did they recognize you like how Best Buy recognizes you?
No, fuck you, Eddie.
No, no.
No, he didn't. At first I walked up and he's like, "Hey, Greg," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm Greg." No, he didn't know who we were. So, and we didn't want. I wasn't gonna say anything because I was like, we wanted to find that drone. So that was all we cared about, was getting up there and trying to find the drone.
Found it quick though. They were barely up the mountain and back. They were on their way back.
Yeah, Jason was like right on, dude. He found it like right away.
Dude, I was so happy too, because I mean that was like, it was up there. I mean, I'm not cut out for that type of stuff though. Search and rescue, like for drones, I'm not really made for this type of thing.
Yo, can I ask a question real quick to everybody in the chat? This is like super serious. What are people's thoughts on YouTube Shorts? Because I've been trying to take advantage of like Instagram Reels and TikTok making vertical content. And there's some stuff that I share over there that I don't share on YouTube. And like, serious question, I feel like people, when they upload YouTube Shorts, get pissed off. Have you seen that? They're like, I don't watch your shorts, are stupid. So what is everybody's thought? There's 100.
You're saying
there's 140 people here. I want 140 responses.
so the question is,
do you like them or no?
YouTube Shorts, or do you want those, or the vertical videos, to be posted on Instagram or TikTok?
Well, no, look, I'm going to post them on Instagram and TikTok regardless, but like, I think a lot of people don't follow me over there. So I'd like to also post it on YouTube here. And like, you know, there are some people like, look, so there are people that like, I don't care for shorts. I don't watch shorts.
I usually skip shorts.
Yeah. I mean,
YouTube is pushing shorts hard.
Like I can see, like, as I scroll down my feed, when I see a YouTube short mixed in with my other people that I watch in terms of like regular YouTube videos, I skip over them, and I kind of wish they weren't in the sub box, but I don't know.
Can I tell you why I watch YouTube Shorts? The only time I watch YouTube Shorts is when it is somebody, usually it's a chick twerking, or it's a hot chick. I'll watch one, and then after that, they recommend them all to me. Mm-hmm. So I just do it for the recommendations. It feeds the algorithm, so maybe eventually I see more, so I see what I want to see.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that it depends on what type of like content like shorts is. I just kind of hate that YouTube is chasing after that same thing. Like we see Instagram trying to chase after TikTok and be very similar to it. And then you see YouTube trying to do the same thing. But I think YouTube has something going for it in a sense that it's just a place for longer form content. And it's like, sure, I know you want to try and grab what's new and grab what's trending, but just stick to what you're good at, because long form content is still going to be needed. You know, it's not like we're going to just skip to only 45-second videos and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I tried the TikTok thing, and I just can't really find much traction in the TikTok area. I mean,
Lon was doing some TikTok dances.
I think they should just they should separate it within the app, like have like a dedicated shorts tab.
So they do. They have a dedicated shorts tab, but then like your shorts from the people you subscribe to are also mixed in with your subscriber count. So
they do. I didn't realize that.
Well, here's a prime example of how YouTube Shorts can destroy a channel. Look at Sean Oz, for example. Sean has a great channel, right? Sean did a couple of videos of the FPV drone doing turtle mode. Harmless, fast vertical video. Super harmless, right? He posted on YouTube, and it gets like 20 million views. 20 million views. A little 5-second thing of the drone flipping over and back and forth. And it's mostly from India. They love fucking shit like that. Anyways, so he posts that video. So what does that do? It screws up his analytics, his watch time, completely screws that up. He doesn't know who his target audience is. And these people don't subscribe because they're just so quick. And let me tell you, the last time, I can't tell you the last time I had any success in India. I have no success in India. India, I have like negative 1.5%, which is a really hard thing to do. They don't like me there. I'm not welcome there.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't mean to be mean about this, but really a lot of the comments that I get that are like asking me for free stuff are from people in India.
But you know who does well in India?
Who?
Captain Drone. Captain Drone. He does really well.
I wonder why.
And other Indians.
He's huge over. He's so huge in India. I mean, he's stupendous. He's big. They love him. He's marvelous there.
Best I've ever seen.
The best I've ever seen.
He drives the skateboard. Drives it.
Yeah. Doesn't ride it, drives it. So that'll get back to, I'll get another comment from somebody. What's your problem? Why don't you it's not that I don't like Steve. I don't know Steve that well. I mean, I just think some of the things are funny. So I point out the funny things that I witness. I just pointed out. Anyway,
so it sounds by looking at the chat that they don't like shorts pretty much.
Yeah, I think that's
because we're up to 147 now. If I look at the analytics on this, probably half these people are from India. They're ready to. They're probably trying to tap my IP right now to figure out.
My family sorry we could really use a Mavic 370, not the base. Thank you. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Some of these people that like free drones, they think that like if I give them a free drone, they're gonna be able to get all this business with it and use it and make money. And
I don't think they understand. Like we just can't. Like you can't just give away. Like there's stipulations. Like when a company provides us something. Not allowed to give it away. You're not allowed to sell it. It's in the NDA.
Yeah, right. Like they're gonna follow that.
Well, no, they're not gonna follow. A lot of people don't. But if they read the hard print of that, there's stipulations in there about reselling a product that was provided to you for. There's stipulations in there. So shouldn't be doing that. So I try not to do that terrible.
How 9000 is the only person from India that watches the stream, dedicated faithfully each week.
Hal 9000 is an interesting guy. He's an interesting guy.
I want to bring Hal 9000 on the stream once as a guest.
I want to unveil him, unmask who he is, dude. I just want to unmask him one time, figure it out, man. Such an interesting guy, dude.
Who is this?
I don't know. It's just like
Hal 9000. It's like
wild.
I'm pretty sure he comments on Billy's channel too. Like the most odd comments ever.
Is that the guy that was yelling about like the subway or something like that, Eddie, on your channel or something? Like he's the guy that leaves the all caps comments.
Yeah, he leaves all the caps.
Yeah.
You send. Yeah.
I see. Iowa in the house. Cool. Eric Lipinzi. Ken just smashes them. I did get asked about eating the drone. The funniest thing that happened to me this whole weekend. We're at dinner, the first night we're here, and the CEO of Altel leans over and he goes, "How did my gimbal taste?" Just like that. He goes, "How did my gimbal taste?" And I'm just like, salty.
Oh, no.
I was laughing, dude. It was so funny.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. But, all right, guys, that's 6:54. Go ahead and wrap this up. Eddie, you got anything else to add, Ed?
The Avata is awesome. Buy it from DroneWorks.
Look at you plugging DroneWorks.
The Avata, dude, I'm just so damn impressed with that thing from a lot of different angles. You know, you look at like the FPV drone and they could have made it better, which they kind of did with the Avata, like in a lot of ways, like the camera, for example, way better. And, you know, I'm just trying to think about like where DJI goes from here because, you know, I see like with their consumer lineup of drones, they have so many different versions for so many different people. It's like what's now open for them to make? Like what else can they make to satisfy an FPV consumer?
A prosumer, a Cinelifter.
Ed still, or Ed. Lon, fuck. Lon still swears up and down they're going to create like a freestyle, like a hardened version for somebody to do freestyle.
Yeah, they're going to make it the same.
I don't think so. I think they have air units for that.
Yeah, I think that's where the air units are going to come into play.
Maybe they'll sell the frame. Maybe they'll sell the frame where you put the air and have it set up so you just drop the air unit in there with 4 bolts.
See, I don't know, you know,
with
now,
okay,
if they had a plug-and-play setup.
Yeah, plug-and-play.
Ooh, if they had a plug-and-play system.
Yep.
Just give me an FPV drone too with everything that they upgrade in the Avata, and I'm pretty happy. Like, upgrade a camera, make it a little more durable.
Because I'll tell you that Avata, I mean, it does okay in the wind, but it bounces around in the wind a little bit.
Right.
It definitely bounces around in the wind, so that's my only gripe with it. I had to turn my rates way down
too.
I mean, I'm flying super slow. I'm flying super slow.
Me too.
All 3 air units are supposed to have the camera off the Avata.
Yeah.
Yo,
so
Eric
you're basically have the same thing.
Eric has asked about the Mavic 3 Classic. I think that's such a stupid move. I hope that they don't do that.
Yeah, but you know they are. You know they are. If we're already seeing leaks for that, you already know. Like if you see a leak, if you see something online, chances are it's probably true.
I don't know. I mean,
Mavic 3S never came out.
I think having them release a Mavic 3 Classic is such a good way to piss off like their clients, because then you have all these people that already that bought the Mavic 3, right? And now you're gonna introduce a Classic at half the price.
To be fair, if they're gonna if Altel can piss people off for something worse, I think DJI has the right to piss people off for something less. Okay,
That's true.
And we were talking about it though. And it's like, how much money can they actually save? It almost seems like with the Classic, they're trying to replace the Air, and then it's like, think about how much money they can save by just producing the same airframe and just using that, and then just making different cameras for it. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's one of those situations where if you have the airframes there and you just have to replace the gimbal, and if that was part of the reason why your cost was so high, just do it. There's a vast majority of consumers that probably didn't buy the Mavic 3 because of the higher cost point, and now you're giving them something that's more attainable. And I can tell you on account of my one hand, how many times I've ever used that Explorer mode.
You love it. You always are zooming
three
in.
times.
I don't use it for
Three
you.
times.
Really?
I've used that Explorer mode.
Really?
Yeah. When I go in the Explorer mode, I look at my image quality in the remote and I quickly exit out. Like I can't do anything with it. Even with the updates, to me, it's just like pointless. But I think like DJI, what they're doing as of recent is cutting a lot of corners. What is it? House comment?
He said, you know what? I haven't really wore a hat that much this weekend.
Yeah.
But Eddie, show the photo.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. So Lon made a comment after Ken lost like $1,000 on the craps table. I took this picture of him, and Lon was like, "That's a man doing inventory in his head right now. Like that's a man that just lost a lot of money and is trying to figure out any asset he can liquidate to somehow make that money back." He's like, "Oh, I got an extra drone here I can sell. I got an extra camera here I can sell."
Oh shit! It was.
Oh my god!
That was a rough night. That was a rough night. So. Oh,
all right, let's go.
All right, we're gonna go eat some food, fellas, and I gotta get this Joker to the airport. Guys, I appreciate everybody coming to Drone Bros, Las Vegas,
Drone Bros,
and we will see you next week.
Chill.
Just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing.
Oh, fucking Eddie.
What happened?
Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie. Now I remember why I love this software.
Why?
Because I can fuck with you so hard, dude.
What did you do?
I didn't what I do. But Eddie, put the bonus clip at the end, Eduardo.
Oh my god, you got me?
I gotta tell you, my Spanish is so good since I've been in Vegas. I speak the best Spanish, bro. Check it out. Ready?
Go.
Hey, cabrón.
Dímelo.
Just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings.
All right, that's it, dude.
That's it.
That is it. What is that?
Can't see. All right, this camera is exposing.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh, dude. Whoa. He threw an M&M at me. No. Holy crap, bro. You break the glass. It's on my card.
That's a good bachelor pad that you got going on over there.
Yeah, dude, we love it. We're probably going to move here and just
High
leave our
end.
lives. So, but hey, I'm going to send you. I got something going out to you this week. So,
Dope. Cool.
So, all right, dude. Well, we're
all right, man.
grab some food. I'll see you next week, brother.
Take care.
Wait, what do you mean? I thought you already packed, Bill. All right. No, he said he was going to the strip club.